guys, welcome back to Blind Strike Exotics. I'm John, and today we have only our fourth clutch of this year of 2022. That's because last year, if you've been following the channel, I produced like 100 hatchlings and had like 18 clutches. But then I decided that I wanted to go basically all recessives. So I sold off basically all of the adult females I had, and then went all. I'm really heavy in pied, but I have a lot of double recessive combos from clown pied stuff, ultra pied stuff, lightning pied stuff, and this is actually my lightning pied male, which is MJ axanthic and pied, bred to a pastel pied female. This is her first clutch, but it actually looks kind of nice, so we are going to pull her off of it. 4 eggs, it looks like. She wasn't a very big female, but I guess for a first clutch, I'm okay with it. I was really not trying to produce anything crazy here, and as you can see, these actually look like 4 pretty good eggs. She must have laid them overnight last night. What I'm trying to do is just get as much MJ axanthic as I can into my collection. This male is a big male. He's being bred to 3 other females right now. None of them have gone yet. But I produced a 7-egg clutch on all lightning pies earlier in the year. What this clutch will do is produce for me some, they're all going to be pies. They're all going to be 100% het MJ axanthic. And then I will hopefully get, out of these 4 eggs, a couple pastels. That will allow me to get pastel worked into the lightning pied project. He's also being bred to a pastave, possible leopard pied female. So hopefully I get some females that are pastave out of that. And then most of these eggs, I'm assuming, are probably going to be kind of released. Because I don't know if I'm really going to need these if the pastave pied goes. But if there are females in here, or maybe even a male, I'd probably keep it until that pastave clutch comes out. So let me get a flashlight, and then I will candle these eggs. Alright, I always have, clean gloves when I'm working with eggs, just so I'm not introducing any sort of bacteria to the eggs from my dirty hands. These are actually in a nice kind of little pile here, and if they're in a nice pile and they won't touch the top of the incubation tub, then I'll just leave them together. I think these will actually be okay where they're at. This embryo's on the side here. This one's on the side here. This one's on the side there. And this one looks like it's up top. So, those are all fine. I'm really just going to leave them as is. I did try this once this season where I just left the eggs at, maybe the end of last season, and they'll hatch perfectly fine. The only issue with this is that if one of the eggs starts to go bad, they're all touching each other, and you run the risk of that mold spreading. Eggs are supposed to be kind of mold resistant, but that doesn't mean that the mold isn't going to spread to the other eggs. Possibly have adverse effects on the eggs themselves. But with the fact that all 4 of these look good, all the veins look good, I don't have any reason to believe that I'm going to have any issues with this clutch. So I'm just going to leave this as is. I like to test things out because this isn't like a big stakes sort of clutch. I'm okay with testing this to see if they're okay the way they are, rather than separating them all. Because when you separate the eggs, if they've been stuck together for more than a couple hours, that adhesive that binds the eggs together gets really hard, and the eggs get really hard to pull apart. So we'll just leave them as is. Let me put the crescent seal over top and make sure that they're not gonna touch the top egg there. And it's close. Let me see if I can pull this any tighter. If I can pull it tight enough, thinking maybe I won't run the risk of it sagging down at all in the middle. So what I'll do really is keep an eye on it. I don't think there's any chance of this sagging down enough to actually hit that egg that's on top. I pulled it press and seal tight enough. And as always, what I do here, if I can get this to focus here. I don't know if it's going to. If I get this to focus. This is year 22, clutch number 4. The date that it was laid, the date around when it should be due, and then I have the pairing. And I keep this tag on the clutch and incubator, and when I go to put them on the racks, these are the adult racks, the hatchling rack is actually over here, I actually will put it next to the first hatchling in the row, and then I label each hatchling after that 22-4-1, 22-4-2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. So that they're all labeled, I know which snake comes from which clutch and what the genetics are, because it's all on this piece of tape, painter's tape here. The other nice thing about using painter's tape is it doesn't leave residue. It's not super sticky, and it's easy to take off. So these eggs will go in the incubator. They will hatch right before Halloween, which kind of stinks because then they probably won't be ready to go until close to Thanksgiving, which means shipping at that point gets really hard. But we'll have some, they're all going to be pied, every single one of these hatchlings. They will all be 100% MJ axanthic, and hopefully half of them turn out to be pastel, and we should see these guys in 2 months. Thank you guys for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.